unexpectedly. So I had the opportunity to come, and I'm really excited about it. What is great for me is that it's been 10 years since I graduated from Miami, so my 10-year reunion is coming up this summer. And it's really fabulous to be back because so much has changed. For instance, this auditorium in this building wasn't here when I was here. Our student center was Schreiber, if you can actually believe it, which was still is next door, but it's much smaller. Certainly doesn't have buildings and doesn't have what this building does in terms of auditoriums and such. Uptown's changed. We didn't have Chipotle, so if you wanted a burrito, you had to go to Westchester. You can imagine that. But also, just from the technological standpoint, really why we're here today, so much has changed too. If you were at Miami, like I was 10 years ago, you didn't have an iPhone unless you were an AT&T customer. I had a BlackBerry because I had Verizon. Uber wasn't a thing, let alone Uber's were blind. Twitter, Instagram, Netflix, Snapchat, those weren't things that were either in their infancy or years down the road. So a lot's changed, and it really makes what you guys are doing here so impressive, and just it's great to see because as a Miami alum, you make my degree much more valuable. Also, it's a Sunday morning in Oxford, so I'm sure some of you were uptown just a few hours ago. So thanks for coming out. Admittedly, I'm not a technologist. Most of my friends aren't, and the people that I work with on a day-to-day basis aren't either. I've spent most of my career in government, both in Columbus, Ohio, and Washington D.C. But as they were saying, most recently I was the chief of staff at the Ohio Treasury, where our job was to collect, protect, and invest the state's tax dollars. While I was there, I was fortunate to work for a state treasurer, Josh Mandel. If you've ever seen him on TV or met him in person, he looks like he could be in college, but he's actually about 40, even though he does look like he's about 20 years old. And he led the office with a really interesting motto, and that was, how can we better serve constituencies and our taxpayers by leveraging technology? And so every day we had a mission to go about finding new innovative ways. We did that in a number of first-of-their-kind initiatives. One was OhioCheckbook.com, which for the first time in state history, but every single dollar the state spends online. Somewhat of a distributed ledger, if you will. Now, it wasn't blockchain technologies when we launched it, but everything from $2 for a pack of pencils to millions of dollars worth of contracts and everything in between, you could see there. And you could go to a Google-style search bar, check it out, compare, contrast features, charts, and graphs. And it really opened up in a lot of ways what blockchain technologies does. It empowers people, it empowers taxpayers to hold politicians and those that spend the money accountable. No one had ever done anything like this before. But as my boss at the time, Josh, said, do we want to, as government officials and leaders, do we want to be Uber or do we want to be taxi cabs? Do we want to be Netflix or do we want to be Blockbuster? And that's really how we went about our service day to day. Our last major initiative was perhaps the most radical, and that's why I'm here today, and that's OhioCrypto.com. OhioCrypto.com made Ohio the first state in America, one of the first governments in the world, to accept cryptocurrency for tax payments by leveraging blockchain technologies. We had for a number of years been kind of following Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain just from we wanted to stay out ahead of the curve and just be aware of what's out in space. But it really just took one meeting one day where we got together and said, hey, this is kind of interesting. We keep hearing about it online. We see it on CNBC in the morning for a couple of quick segments. Let's talk about it and just see perhaps how we can, see if there's ways to incorporate it in what we do. And it was just that one meeting where we found out that the IT guy was actually mining. We found out that the guy in investments, he was holding it and trading it himself. But by just connecting these small dots internally, you start to see that it just takes kind of conversations and a little actions to make progress. With the in-house expertise, we could put faces and names to something that, before that meeting, we didn't really have. And it was interesting. And one day, at the treasurer, Josh, comes to us and says, hey, I want to make Ohio the first state in the country to accept cryptocurrency for tax payments. So we kind of look around in the small group that we had there. We said, okay, well, we'll look into it. We'll put a white paper together, kind of the typical response. He said, no, I want to do this. I thought about this. We're going to do it in this room. You're charged to do so. We did it for two reasons. One was to give taxpayers additional options, If you can pay with cash, you can pay with check, you can pay with wire transfer, why not cryptocurrency? Especially for those that are building and innovating in Ohio and beyond. It's something really powerful. And two, we wanted to plant a flag. Plant a flag on the state of Ohio and show to people across the world that we're open for business, and this is a place that's been friendly to entrepreneurs and technologists and innovators. It also wasn't lost on us the notion that cryptocurrencies were always told and always kind of said that they wouldn't be legitimate or kind of recognized as something real until governments started to recognize them. So we did that, and it was game on. We had to go out and build it. So at that time, we had that small group of people, and it was a secret project because we knew if anyone heard about it, the powers that be in Columbus and elsewhere would probably try to stop us. So when you start a new project, whether in school or in business, what is one of the first things you do, especially if you're kind of unaware of the next steps? And you go to Google, and you just kind of start searching of who has done this before, which we found out no one really. County in Florida said that they were going to, but I don't think they ever did. A couple towns in Switzerland and Crypto Valley, they had done so, but they were really, really small. So we called them up and wanted to ask them some questions, how they did it and who they worked with to make it happen. And they didn't speak English, so that was kind of a non-starter. And then next, we had to find those technology partners. That was kind of number 2 on the checklist. So we started calling around, talking to people in the space who had expertise, brought in an outside consultant who's now my business partner, Ari Lewis. We connected with a company out of Atlanta, Georgia, BitPay. They're a world-leading cryptocurrency payment processor, back-to-back years, and this kind of shows the power of the space and where it's going. They processed over $1 billion in payments for large corporations and companies. So we went down to Atlanta, met with their team, brought more folks into the secret project, and every day just kind of chipping away, kind of like in Shawshank. Every day, prisoners just kind of chipping and chipping and chipping. So we knew if this idea and what we were doing got out, people would try to kill it. So it's this constant race between doing it quickly and with speed, but then with accuracy, because we knew that if we did this and it was a bust, it would set progress in our arena, kind of government and public policy side back. And we knew that people, the naysayers out there, give them ammunition to kind of discredit these technologies and what's happening. The thing is, it wasn't that hard. Sure, it took some time and there were challenging days. So with anything, if there's people that have a will and they have the methods to do it, it's something that can definitely be done. And so the talented team of professionals and technologists who built it, and they really did an amazing job. But then it was kind of how do you launch it and how do you talk about it. And so we knew we had one shot at a successful launch. And so the pressure is on. And you can see from other technologies and other kind of innovative things, when launches don't go well and products either don't work or just the messaging is off, it can really ruin progress. So look at like the Obamacare website and the kind of fiasco with that rollout. And then also, Fire Festival, that's something right timely and topical. Good luck trying to get anyone to ever go to the Bahamas with Bill McFarland again. So we knew that failures can have a lasting impact and we can scare away those early adopters. So to launch it, we had to control the message and the narrative. And we did that through this entire rollout thing. We actually worked with the Wall Street Journal on an exclusive interview piece where they were the first people to break it. And it was going to happen the Monday after Thanksgiving holiday. So we were really excited because also that Monday through Wednesday following Thanksgiving was the Consensus Investment Conference in New York City, which is kind of this worldwide group of individuals that are in cryptocurrency and that type of space. They get together, and it's huge. It was in the Marriott Marquis downtown by Times Square. It was a huge conference. But over Thanksgiving, I get a call from the Wall Street Journal reporter, and he says, "Hey, we're actually going to run it on Sunday." It's like, okay, well, the day just got moved up, and so that's kind of interesting. We're not really quite ready, and we had to rush some things to make sure Sunday would work and not Monday. If you've ever worked with folks on the government side, specifically over holiday weekend, there's certainly some challenges there. But we went live with it on Sunday instead. And then by the time I landed in New York City on Monday morning, it was wild. It was like it went completely viral. My cell phone was blowing up with voicemails and emails from reporters and people across the world who wanted to learn what we did and how we did it. And for the next week or two, it was nonstop. And we were just talking to people from Ohio newspapers and radio stations, CNBC, and we talked to reporters in South Africa and Estonia and everywhere in between. And it showed a couple things: the power of being first and kind of early adoption, and that's what everyone in this room is. You're early adopters to this technology. And two, the public interest in it. or if you can kind of tell an interesting story, whether it's public finance or something like this, you know, the power of emerging technologies can really be a powerful thing. And so, as you know, again, kind of, you know, because technology and a product can be so powerful and innovative, you know, the people that need to adopt it and understand it are perhaps somewhat different from the technologists who build it. So that's a challenge, I think, for people in this room, in this space, is because a lot of people don't know much about what's going on here. People in this room are exceptional, but 99% of the population really don't know how this can impact their lives. And so, you know, some of those questions like how does blockchain, and that's what people here are doing, innovators that are creating things, but, you know, how can blockchain technology make healthcare better, patients safer, nurses do their jobs well? You know, how does it help small business owners sleep at night knowing that their ledgers and their accounting systems are, you know, are in good shape and someone's not tampering with it on the employee side? Because with technology components, which matters most is that it has to work, it has to work well. And if it doesn't, it's not good. So, but there's also that communication side of it, and that's what we did with OhioCrypto.com, is that something small, it wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it was progress, and it was first, and hopefully, you know, there's a second and third local government or state out there that will adopt it so the momentum continue to go. And so, you know, it's interesting to me, from my end, to see what people here are doing, and then kind of my other world, or how do you meld those things together? What is that intersection of whether the public interest, whether that's public policy, or small businesses that perhaps aren't thinking about innovative technologies and what people are here doing? So that's a powerful thing. And so for progress to happen, it's, you know, little steps, it's little by little. It's like gathering people in a conference room in Columbus, Ohio to talk about, you know, how can we adopt this and how can we be first. It's about, you know, going up the block and Cleveland, Ohio, and getting people in the room so you don't have to go to Toronto or New York City or Tel Aviv to talk about it with similar people. And it's things like this today. This is the first one, and there's probably going to be other ones, and there's already so much that the club is doing to ensure that progress and momentum continues from what, you know, the founders have built, and that's a powerful thing. And who knows what in 10 years will, you know, this club and this technology and what's happening here, what that may look like. Because again, it's little by little chipping away like we did with some of our projects, and just continue to advance and have those conversations. So I actually have hopefully the video works, but we have a video of actually the first taxpayer in the world who paid their taxes with cryptocurrency. It's a car dealer in Cleveland, Ohio, and he built it at Blockland, Bernie Moreno. He's kind of the founder of Blockland and what they're doing up in Cleveland, but it's pretty powerful. And what we did, maybe we don't have the technology, but that's certainly all right. Yep, so here it is. This is OhioCrypto.com, and this is live. This is the gentleman up in Cleveland. You just go to OhioCrypto.com and get started. You enter in your Ohio tax account number. Hit search. What happens then is they pull the information from the state of Ohio. They found his business. You throw in the information where you want your confirmation sent to, and then cryptocurrency. In Bitcoin, he's choosing the dates for which his business taxes are owed. He enters in the US dollar amount that the state would have told him. And then automatically on the right-hand side there, you see it converting in real time to the different cryptocurrencies. So he had 15 minutes to select that and actually get that conversion rate. Pulls up on his phone his wallet, scans it with the QR code on our screen, and he's done. And that was it. And so from start to finish, again, less than 60 seconds. That shows, you know, one, what we were able to build, but two, the technology out there. You know, it was our third-party payment provider, BitPay, who played a role. It was individuals in our office with some of our consultants. But working together, we were able to do this. And again, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it is progress. And after he did this, we launched a partnership with Overstock.com to become the first Fortune 1000 company to pay their cryptocurrencies, or pay their taxes in cryptocurrency. And it really turned out to be a really remarkable thing that brought so many people together. And again, it's little things like this that will hopefully make momentum and help some folks that are doing bigger ideas and bigger things a more friendly environment. So thank you again for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. If there's any questions, I'm certainly happy. If not, I think we're scheduled for a break.